Next, I have the pleasure to invite Honorable Camillo Gonsalves, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, Commerce, and Information Technology to give his remarks.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I believe that protocol has already been established, so I won't belabor the list of dignitaries that are here to recognize this auspicious occasion. I will recognize the Honorable René Batiste, Speaker of the OECS House of Assembly, who has just joined us. And I would like to single out for recognition, although he has already been recognized, Mr. James Mitchell, former Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who, like the agronomist he is, nurtured very lovingly the relationship between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Taiwan and helped grow it to where it is today. He took over from the visionary and courageous step made by Prime Minister Kato in forming ties with the government of Taiwan. And of course, Sir Louis Straker, Prime Minister Gonsalves, and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines stands proudly on his shoulders in consolidating the relationship between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Taiwan. In a very sometimes acrimonious democratic environment, it is at least one thing that both parties can agree on. It's our support for Taiwan and its relationship with St. Vincent. I'd also like to thank Mr. Shallow for his excellent work today, and it's incredible that the most Mandarin Chinese we're hearing spoken today is from a Vincentian and not from a Taiwanese person, and I think that's an incredible development as well. The National Day of Taiwan, I believe, is called Double Tenth Day, which marks the 10th of October, 1010. When the Wuchang uprising occurred and gave birth ultimately to Taiwan 102 years ago. So we're a couple days early because it's not double 10 yet, but we couldn't wait to recognize this wonderful event and this wonderful occasion. And for the 102 years of Taiwan's existence, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been a staunch and unshakable ally for almost 1/3 of the life of Taiwan. From our own birth as an independent nation to this point, we have supported Taiwan in all of her aspirations and watched with awe and wonder as Taiwan has developed from a developing country with a number of challenges to one of the leading and largest economies in the world, and a nation that has so much to teach all of us about development, about discipline, about progress, and ultimately about friendship. Because no one can dispute the fact that Taiwan has been a generous and considerate friend to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We believe that Taiwan's generosity and friendship has touched every corner of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and touched most households in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I see Minister Gomri Daniels here. He's been a particular beneficiary of Taiwan with agricultural initiatives, of course, the famous bridge over the Rabaka River, the bridge now in Connery. So you've invested heavily in our own infrastructural development. We have, of course, your forays in education. We're very proud of the Vincentian students that are currently studying in Taiwan and those that have returned and are already making their contribution to national development. But even those who have not left, you've contributed to our learning resource centers. You've contributed to our YES program, which is very important for the development of the youth. And of course, the largest infrastructural project in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the soon-to-be completed international airport at Argyle, could not be completed without the assistance and support of the government and people of Taiwan. So I repeat our gratitude for that. we join you in celebrating this day, not only because of your friendship, not only because of the fact that we have had our own struggles as a people against royalty and monarchic governments, and so we applaud your overthrow of the Qing dynasty 102 years ago. But because when we were a small and fledgling nation, just finding our way in the international sphere, just finding our way in the exercise of our own sovereignty, Taiwan was there to hold our hand. And we're extremely grateful for that historically. We're extremely grateful for what you continue to do for us. And we pledge, as we have always pledged through succeeding governments, that we will remain a staunch friend of Taiwan and continue to support you on your own development as you go forward. There was a time when our support was loud, sometimes confrontational, in support of Taiwan's aspirations and policy. As governments have changed, as policies have become refined, as the world has changed, President Ma has enunciated a very enlightened policy to build cross-strait relations with mainland China. And in that regard, we also support Taiwan, and we applaud them for the maturity of their diplomacy and in making peaceful what was potentially a huge flashpoint for violence in Asia and in the world. So our own advocacy on behalf of Taiwan has changed its form and its shape and its tone, but we continue to advocate strongly for you, for your participation in all the specialized bodies of the United Nations, and we're glad to see that we're having increasing success in that regard. Taiwan is now in the World Health Assembly and the International Civil Aviation Organization, and we hope to see you in more organizations as our friends and partners. We feel it unjust that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with a population of 100,000 people, has its place in all these organizations, while Taiwan, with over 20 million citizens and the 18th largest economy in the world, is still fighting to have its voice heard in some of these organizations. And we will continue to be your voice until you can have your own voice in these organizations, and we will continue to support you in that regard. I want to say, I'm sure Prime Minister Miguel will say it, but I want to say that Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves wishes to extend his best wishes to the government and people of Taiwan, and his own celebratory words of encouragement and brotherhood to Taiwan. He, of course, is in Argentina on official business, but he wished me to express his warm wishes and solidarity in this regard. I want to say happy double 10th to Taiwan, its government and people, and may our own friendship continue to grow from strength to strength. Thank you very much.